Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts, and today I want to talk to you about a question I get quite often. People say, Jeff, what's better, a virgin vinyl window or a non-virgin vinyl window? Well, let's talk about that. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. You know, we have a lot of great videos. We cover a lot of topics. One of my favorite is the 5 most common mistakes that people make when they're buying windows and how you can avoid them. And we're going to put a little link to that because I think you really ought to watch that. It's great. And if you like the technical side of things, like what we're going to talk about today, virgin vinyl versus non-virgin vinyl, you might also enjoy the video that we did about glass, low E glass, and what's it made of and how does it work. So we'll put a link to that there as well. Now, if you live in the Houston area, please come by, visit our beautiful showroom. We have 19 brands of windows and doors, and we'd love to visit with you. If you don't live in the Houston area and you live somewhere else and you watch our channel, hey, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. And if there's anything we can do to maybe help you find someone in your area, let us know. We'll put a link down there for more information about that as well. So the question comes up. You've probably had a salesperson or two out to your house and somebody brought up virgin vinyl, right? And they talked about it and it was just enough information that you thought, well, gee, that must be better, but you're not quite sure. I thought I'd cover it with you because we actually happen to have both virgin and non-virgin vinyl windows. And the real term for it is not non-virgin. I'm going to get into that in just a minute, but it's the way I wanted to open this video. So look at this window here. This is made by a company called NT. And NT is a great company. NT stands for North Texas. They're actually up in the Fort Worth area. They've been around since the 80s. They make a really great window for a nice hot southern climate, right? This window's designed for a southern climate. It's got the nice spacer system in it. It's got great low E glass on it. You can get these grids between the glasses you see here, which is really nice and handy. And this is a virgin vinyl window, and you'll see a lot of people talk about that. So what does virgin vinyl even mean? Well, it means that it does not have any regrind vinyl in it, not recycled vinyl. People sometimes, window people who sell a virgin vinyl window are going to say, do you want a bunch of plastic Coke bottles in your window? That's what recycled vinyl is, and that's not true. Recycled vinyl is not truly recycled vinyl, even though it is in the recycling process of vinyl. It's called regrind. What happens is this. When you have a vinyl window, and you make a vinyl window, like all of them do, even a virgin vinyl window, you're going to have this material, this frame material is going to come in really long sticks. Most of the time, the ones I've seen, they're about 22 or 24 feet long, and from that they will actually make cuts of the frame, and they'll end up with some pieces at the end, right? Just there's going to be some waste. Could be 6 inches, it could be 2 feet of that, but they're going to end up with some waste. But what do they do with that? Well, you don't want to just throw it away, right? Because we all believe in saving the planet, and we all believe in being efficient and lowering the cost of making more windows. So what happens is all of that goes into a process called regrind. And when they regrind, they take all of these leftover parts. I've got some B footage we can roll for you here. You can see some of this happening. And they take these and it goes through a machine that grinds the product, and now it gets to be used again. So when you have a window with regrind, it basically has vinyl from previous of the same product, right? They're not going to mix different products. Still going to be the same extrusion, but they're going to use any leftovers of that and they're going to regrind it and they're going to put it back into the batter. And I'm going to cover some of that for you next. So what's the beauty and the benefit of using virgin vinyl? Let's talk about that. Why would it be nice to have virgin vinyl? Well, virgin vinyl, what we like about it is that it is truly there's nothing else in it. It's pure in the sense of the word that vinyl can be pure. And therefore, what we like about it is that over a long period of time, when you have windows exposed to direct sunlight, for example, let's say you were in, well, parts of Texas or Arizona or Nevada or New Mexico, places where you get a lot of direct sunlight, not a whole lot of shade, it's going to be impacting this vinyl and really getting it, through a torture test, so to speak. When you have large amounts of regrind, okay, because some companies don't limit how much regrind they put into a window, as they regrind it, they actually put in more additives into that so that they can help create the bonding between the virgin vinyl and the regrind vinyl. And when they do that, sometimes in direct heat, you're going to see some yellowing, some discoloration coming out of that white vinyl, especially a white vinyl window like this. It's called the nicotine effect. Do you remember, my grandpa smoked. And do you remember how the fingers right there can kind of turn it a little yellow, or maybe the little white part of the mustache turns a little yellow? It's called the nicotine effect. You can kind of get some yellow splotches coming on, and that's because of the impurities that are inside the vinyl. So virgin vinyl doesn't have those impurities in it, so it's going to hold up better in a really difficult, harsh, direct sunlight kind of climate, which is what we love about this NT window. Now, what's the drawback to having virgin vinyl? Well, virgin vinyl is like saying pure gold versus, say, 24 karat gold, okay? Pure gold is great. It's the kind of thing you want to put in a safe and protect it because it's valuable. But pure gold is very soft, as you're probably aware. You know, that's why if you have a wedding ring, it's not made out of pure gold. If it was made out of pure gold, it would be so dented, it would be all dinged up because pure gold is very soft. That's kind of also the issue with virgin vinyl. Virgin vinyl is softer than vinyl that has some regrind in it. So what do window companies do to compensate for the fact that they have softer vinyl? Well, one of the things is they do this. You notice on this here, this is a wider profile than some window types are. This is a little wider, it's a little chunkier, and to some people that might be a negative. I like this look for certain types of homes because it has a real classic design to it. It almost looks like a brick mold. It's got a little bevel, but there's some width to this. And then there's going to be, if I had a slice of it, I'd slice it and show it to you. There's all these chambers in there, there's pockets in there, and every time you make a 90-degree turn, inside of a vinyl window, you're creating strength, right? You're creating like a house that has a lot of walls and a lot of corners is a stronger house when it comes to its strength and rigidity than just say a big vacant building. And the same thing would happen here. It's going to be stronger every time you make a bend. So they do that. They have more pockets, more chambers. A lot of window companies will brag about how many chambers their window has. Their window needs chambers because maybe their vinyl's not as thick. So virgin vinyl windows, also good ones, they will use a thicker gauge vinyl material so that it has more strength. And in the case of NT, which is what I love about this company, is they'll actually put reinforcement inside this meeting rail here as well to give it more rigidity and strength, because this is where you might notice the effects of the virgin vinyl being softer, is because, especially on a window, a really big one, this is a smaller window, but this piece of glass up here can get pretty heavy, and the weight from that is all being supported right across the middle here. So if your vinyl wasn't very strong, and vinyl's not considered the strongest product in the world to begin with, right? I mean, if you're looking for really strong, we've got to go to fiberglass, or we've got to go to like a premium aluminum product or something else. But because of that, you're going to want some reinforcement in here. Now, there's positives and negatives to each one. I certainly would not get hung up on whether or not it's virgin vinyl or it has regrind. There's a lot of other things to consider about who you're going to buy a window from than that, but you need to know what it is. So let me give you an example here. Here's a company that uses some regrind in their product, but they use less than 20% regrind. Last time I talked to them, at the time, the batch that they were working on had 11% regrind. So that sounds about right. I'm guessing between 5 and 15% is probably typical on a construction floor where you're going to have some products and you're going to have some waste. It gets put back into the product, and therefore it's going to be somewhere between 5 and 15%. But anything under 20% is great. So you look at this window and you say, well, Jeff, how did this window get to be so narrow, right? Look how nice and narrow that profile is compared to that wider profile I showed you just a minute ago. Well, the way they do it is because they use more vinyl, right? It's thicker, but also because it has some regrind in it. When you add regrind to a vinyl product, it becomes stronger. It becomes denser, and it actually just is a better product when it comes to supporting weight and strength. Therefore, you can get narrower frames when you're not using virgin vinyl. So don't get hung up on virgin vinyl. If you like a narrow frame, something a little more contemporary, it's probably going to have some regrind in it. If you're a purist, you're an engineer, you're a chemical engineer of all things, you're telling me how wrong I am about all of this because you know more about it than I do. I get it. But this is probably more along your lines. You might want to go with a virgin vinyl product versus something that has regrind. What you don't want is you don't want a window where it's all about cost, because the way to make windows cheaper is to actually lessen the quality of the ingredients. Make a thinner wall, put in 25, 35, 45, 50% regrind product, stuff that comes in from other places that they combine and put into this. You start doing that, yes, you're going to get a window. Yes, it's going to fill the hole in the side of your house, but it's definitely going to be made from inferior quality products, and it's not going to last. And of course, in closing, like I always say, there's two key ingredients that you need for a successful window project. One is you need a window you like, right? A good window. And number two is you need a great installer. I mean, Take virgin vinyl or non-virgin vinyl or regrind vinyl, aluminum, wood, whatever the case is. Find a window you like. If you get a bad installer, you've got a bad window. So good window, good installer, that's the key. I'm glad you watched this video. If you live in the Houston area, please come see us. If there's anything we can do to help you out, don't hesitate. Thanks for watching and have a great day.